everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Black-Liberation.Tech Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Renee Jordan, and today we are going to continue with the lesson from last week where I am working on a professional project, specifically a social media marketing campaign. And so let's go ahead and pick up where I left off by heading over to the Black-Liberation.Tech website. So here we are at the Black-Liberation.Tech website. It is available in both English and Spanish. So let's go ahead and head over to lessons. And from lessons, we are going to scroll down to interactions where we talk about digital literacies. And so the lesson that we are working on is D2.1, Embracing Digital Literacies. We've already gone through the 4 stories that we have as a backdrop and serve as examples of the different types of digital literacies in action and what they can do for you. And so what we're working on now, we are working on the reflect and write questions. I've already gone over the different topics. And so I am reflecting aloud on my digital literacies, and hopefully you do the same as I go through them. Once again, you don't have to pick the same 5 that I have chosen. The first one that I've done so far, which we covered last week, was communicate. Now we're going to move on to the next one that's related to my professional project, and that is promote. And so number 8, promotion, let's take a look at the questions and I'll share my answers and I want you to think about yours. And I also want you to share your answers. So feel free to leave them as a comment in the comment section. Promotion, how do you currently use digital platforms for promotion? Example, promoting your personal brand, products, or services. So right now, I use my digital products to promote the Black-Liberation.Tech website by posting clips on social media platforms. I have TikTok, I use LinkedIn, I also use Lemonade. The other platforms that I use include Instagram, Threads, and Facebook. And you can find me across all platforms as Black Liberation Tech, and you're welcome to join me there. I also have a podcast, which is what you're listening to now, and I cut it up and I post the shorter clips from my podcast onto social media. And so I do encourage everyone to like, subscribe, and share in order to help promote Black-Liberation.Tech, which is an open educational resource that is available for anyone to use. My target audience includes Latinas, Afro-Latinas, Black women, and girls. I specifically want to encourage the pairing of mothers and daughters, or daughters and their guardians on these lessons and explorations so that they can spark conversation. I definitely encourage listening to the podcast or even flipping through the different YouTube shorts and TikToks from Black-Liberation.Tech to have them as a talking piece. I would love for people to work through the lessons, but I'm also glad if it sparks a conversation, because that's what it's really about. How are you using your digital literacies? How are you using technology in order to help you along your way, specifically in areas of academia? So whether you're in school, if you're 13, so middle school to high school to undergrad, graduate, all the way up to PhD. If you are in school, I hope to share something that will help you along the way. The reason I do that is because I learned so many lessons in 5 minutes that changed my life. I had conversations that were 5 minutes long that changed my life. So I hope that my 1-minute clips will spark something in someone to help them along their way. These things that I share, I also share in efforts to help people with career coaching. So whether you're looking to explore different positions, or if you are interested in going further in your current position, or perhaps you want to change careers altogether. I've had the wonderful opportunity to work in many different places. And even while at the same place, I've had the opportunity to serve in different functions and different roles. And as a result, I have lessons learned that I share out on the podcast and on my social media. So reflect on a time when promoting something online led to success. What strategies did you use? Well, one of the things that I often do is I share my Black-Liberation.Tech open educational resource with people that I talk to so that they know what I'm capable of. When I tell someone that I'm an instructional technologist who can help people with prompt engineering, as well as academic and career coaching. It's easier to show somebody what I'm talking about while I'm talking, if you will, or refer them to something that I have in a lesson so that they can see what I'm talking about because their instructional technology is something that people are familiar with when they are in a workshop or when they're being trained or when they have to do different modules at work as a result of needing to stay in compliance, whether it's with HR, whether it's with their IT department, making sure that they know their cybersecurity rules and different lessons that they walk through there. If they're in school, they're familiar with instructional technology because that's the way that people engage in learning management systems. And so they know it more so when they see it than when I talk about it. And so allowing people to see what I'm capable of has led to opportunities like I talked about before with my connections. I showed them what I meant. This is what I mean by prompt engineering and creating context, asking questions in order to set up your generative AI prompt in a way that has a background before you give it instructions. And so I show it as an example, and people are like, oh, I see what you mean. And so that has led to success. What strategies did I use? I used my connections. I used what I had produced already. So my Black-Liberation.Tech open educational resource, I had a product that I could show them on my phone. I had a product that I can show them by dropping the link in the chat so that they could see it. I have a product that's something that they can even explore for themselves when they walk away from me that costs them nothing. And so that allowed me to work with people in terms of collaborating as well as demonstrating what I can do in order to help others. And so that's the strategies that I use. I would say connecting, networking, and having a actual product to show people what I'm talking about that is free and available. Now, if we're going to work together and I'm going to spend my time, then hopefully I'm making us money while I'm doing it. And the opportunity will yield either paid opportunities or opportunities that can lead to value add to me and the person that I want to collaborate with. All right. So, what are the pros and cons of digital promotion in your personal or professional life? So, the pros and cons in terms of promoting, it takes a whole lot of energy to front load the promotion, if you will. And so I've made it easy for myself because I don't have a whole lot of time to dedicate to promoting simply by taking what I have and chopping it up and distributing it and hopefully getting to my target audience. So that's the promotion. That's the pro side. I use what I already have. I use what I do. I take my podcast that I shoot once a week, and that's what I distribute out to help promote Black-Liberation.Tech. The cons, well, the algorithms don't always work in my favor because I'm not promoting something that's salacious. I'm not necessarily promoting something that's attention grabbing or shocking or a new wave. It is a conversation that I'm having with my viewers. However, it is me talking the whole time. And so that's a con in that it's up to me to push it out with the limited time that I have. So the con is my limited amount of time. And I'm relying on an algorithm to help get the message across to my audience. What are the pros and the cons? So the pros, I'm using what I already have. I'm using my platform that I'm already working on actively. You'll see that there are different lessons available. And as I complete those lessons, I go over them. And there's still a few that are available that I haven't gone over yet. So I'm using what I have in order to promote Black-Liberation.Tech. The con is that I am relying on algorithms to get the word out as opposed to me getting the word out to all of my audience members. And so, yes, I share within my network and when I have an opportunity to share, but the reach can be much broader, I would say. And so that's what I want to work on when it comes to a social media marketing campaign. Okay, so what are the pros and cons of digital promotion in your personal and professional life? That would be my professional life as it relates to the Black-Liberation.Tech website and everything that goes with it. So the podcast as well. All right, how can you enhance your promotional skills to better engage your audience or target market? Okay, so I can enhance my promotional skills by making specific social media content that is to serve as promotion. So, not just the lessons, but something that tells people, hey, this is available to you. It's free. You're welcome to use it. Since it's an open educational resource, that means you're allowed to not only use it, but you're also allowed to remix it, repurpose it, use it in a way that will help you along your journey. This can help you with your prompt engineering as well as your academic and career moves that you want to make or the journey that you are currently in. It can help you with navigating that space. And so these are different ways of applying digital literacy skills in a way that will help you in your academic and career journeys, as well as your prompt engineering journey. So however you're using prompt engineering, by understanding what I'm doing here, it can help you along your way. All right, how can you enhance your promotional skills to better engage your audience or target market? I can create short clips that are specific to promoting. I can create different infographics. I can create different flyers. I can create short commercials or ads, if you will, as opposed to having full-fledged lessons chopped up to serve as promotional material, but actually having marketing material. So I have like some of the branding done in terms of having a logo, a name, a domain, a look, if you will. I have some images that I have created that I can also use to help promote it. And so making use of what I have and then creating actual marketing material would be a great thing. Okay, so next, guiding question for online search. Search for Latinas, Afro-Latinas, and Black women in business or marketing who are known for successfully promoting products or services online. How do they use digital promotion effectively? Okay, so once again, I did do some pre-work so that I could hop to the responses instead of working through them. All right, so I dropped that question into Google, and you know how Google has the AI platform built into their Google searches now. So I'm just reading off this information. Once again, when you're working with generative AI, make sure that you verify and then trust. I am reading this information for educational purposes. These are the results that I received, and I will leave you with the homework of verifying and then trusting. But this is what I was able to get from Google. So let's take a look. Successful Latinas, Afro-Latinas, and Black women in business effectively use digital promotion by leveraging authentic cultural storytelling, building niche communities, and utilizing cross-platform content strategies. Leaders like Lala Inuti Ahari, Mabel and Shaira Frias, and LaToya Shambo exemplified these approaches through targeted social media engagement and data-driven marketing. Key digital promotion strategies. Authentic cultural storytelling and representation. Successful entrepreneurs in these demographics prioritize in culture messaging that goes beyond mere translation. They use digital platforms to share narratives that resonate deeply with specific cultural identities. Mabel and Shaira Luna Magic, the Afro-Latina founders, use vibrant digital content to celebrate their Dominican American heritage. Their salsa and banda eyeshadow palettes are marketed using cultural music and imagery that connect emotionally with Latinx beauty consumers. Bianca Kia, Yo Soy Afro-Latina. Kia's brand strategically involves reclaiming culturally charged phrases, for example, morena, pelo malo, and turning them into empowering digital campaigns. Her content educates and unites the Black diaspora with the Latinx community. Cheryl Gurin, MasterCard. Gurin spearheaded the She Runs This campaign, which utilized digital storytelling to highlight Black women-owned small businesses, focusing on connecting with audiences on a human level rather than just a transactional one. All right, number two, community building and niche targeting. Rather than appealing to a general market, these leaders build loyal tribes by addressing specific underserved needs. LaToya Shambo and LaToya Bond, Black Girl Digital, they founded a media agency specifically to bridge the gap between brands and Black and Hispanic female creators. Their strategy focuses on creator equity using data-driven solutions to ensure multicultural influencers are properly represented and monetized in the digital space. Kiara Freeman, Athlete Lifting Club. Freeman targets a specific niche, mothers and Black women in weightlifting. She monetizes this community through a subscription-based fitness app and digital training programs like Moms Who Lift, using relatability to build trust. Brittany Chavez, Shop Latinx. Recognizing a gap in the market, Chavez created the first online marketplace specifically for Latinx vendors, is effectively becoming the Etsy for this demographic. Her digital promotion relies on amplifying over 900 Latinx brands that were previously overlooked. Number three, multi-platform and educational content strategy. Entrepreneurs are maximizing reach by educating their audiences and using cross-channel marketing. Lala Inuti Ahari, the conjurer. Ahari utilized a cross-marketing strategy across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to drive 6.5 million in revenue. She uses these platforms not just to sell candles, but to educate her audience on spirituality, establishing authority and trust. Marie Forleo, a leader in digital education, Forleo uses content marketing to sell her B School program. Her strategy involves giving away high-value free content, videos, blogs, to build a massive email list, which she then converts into sales for her business courses. Next, we have Isabel Rafietti Zavala, Canela Media. As a pioneer in digital media, Rafietti Zavala launched a streaming outlet specifically for Latinos. Her strategy involves offering culturally relevant content for free, ad-supported, allowing brands to target Latino audiences digitally without paywalls. All right, and last but not least, we have tech-forward and data-driven approaches. Laura I. Gomez, Antipica. Gomez uses AI and machine learning to promote diversity in hiring. Her digital product itself is a marketing tool for inclusivity, helping companies visualize their workforce data to uncover bias. Maite Nunez, True Aura. Nunez leverages technology to provide digital background checks in Latin America, marketing trust and safety to platforms like Rappi and Didi. All right, so next we have publicizing. How do you publicize information, events, or content online? All right, so right now I publicize information, events, and content online through my Patreon. So I make announcements when I have new podcast episodes that come out. I make announcements there when I have a new product or addition to the Black-Liberation.Tech community. For example, I've added Janaya GPT, which is a GPT that's geared towards those in the Black-Liberation.Tech audience. And so anybody can use it. It's free. So I send an announcement there to share the information. I also publicize information, once again, by posting it on my social media platforms and sharing it there. In terms of events, if I go live, then I publicize it in my Patreon, and then I will just show up on TikTok as being live without an announcement. And so, as a result of, once again, relying on the algorithm to tell people that I'm live, people join me live on TikTok and they also join me live on YouTube. And so let's take a look at the next question. Think about how publicizing something online, whether it's an event or a cause, has led to increased visibility. What methods do you use? Okay, so I will say that I also publicize things on LinkedIn. And because on LinkedIn, I have the largest number of connections there, if you will, the word gets around fast and to a lot of people. And so that has led to increased visibility. That has led to people asking questions when they see me. That has led to people noticing when I do post something that, hey, if Renee posts something, it's going to be something interesting because she doesn't post a whole lot of, I won't say what I'm posting is deep, but when I do post, it does have an opportunity tied to it. I'll put it like that. And as a result, when I post something for Black-Liberation.Tech, they will look to see, oh, well, what opportunity is she sharing with this? And so I do see that people, based on the analytics that LinkedIn provides, that it does get a lot of views. It does at least come across people in terms of them at least scrolling past it. So posting a LinkedIn post, 180 characters, something short, brief, with an image or a video is something that is a strong point for me when it comes to publicizing on LinkedIn specifically. Okay, and that goes for Black-Liberation.Tech, and even if I'm sharing information about opportunities or events. So LinkedIn is my definite go-to in terms of grabbing attention of people, and they're not always my target audience, but they know who my target audience is, and so they can always share the word with someone else if it's not for them. Okay, how do others publicize information online in a way that you admire? I do admire it when people take the time to either sit down with Canva or sit down with a tool that will help them to create a flyer that is attention grabbing, something that is easy on the eye, where the word spacing and the graphics, whether it's geometrics or infographics or images, are nicely spaced, not crammed up, something that's clean in appearance and clear in terms of messaging. I do admire when people do that on LinkedIn. And so with that, I'm going to go to the next question. What digital tools can you use to enhance how you publicize content in your personal or professional network? So the tools that I can use, I can definitely make more use of Canva. I can also make more use of Gamma AI. I can make more use of ChatGPT as well as Gemini in order to create specific content that will help me publicize Black-Liberation.Tech. All right, so next we have guiding questions for online search. Look for Latinas, Afro-Latinas, and Black women in communications or public relations who are effective at publicizing content online. What strategies or platforms do they use to amplify their message? Let's take a look. All right, so once again, I dropped the question into Google and took a look at what the AI feature or AI search results were, and that's what I'm going to read to you. Once again, I'm going to leave it up to you to verify and then trust. This is for educational purposes. It's just to share my search results. So here are my results to that question. Latina, Afro-Latina, and Black women in communications and public relations effectively publicize content online by focusing on cultural relevance, authentic storytelling, community building, and leveraging high social media engagement across platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Prominent professionals and influencers. All right, so first up we have Janel Martinez, is the founder of Ain't I Latina, a digital platform that centers and amplifies the voices of Black Latinx women. All right, Zakiya Larry, or Zakiya Larry, CEO of Quest Media Training, uses strategic messaging and crisis communications techniques for a diverse clientele, focusing on integrated campaigns across traditional and digital platforms. Tennille Clark, founder of Chambers Media Solutions, focuses on powerful, diverse storytelling to bridge gaps and provide access to stories from the Caribbean diaspora. Melissa Vela Williamson, author of Latinas in Public Relations, emphasizes the importance of embracing identity and bicultural skills as a strategic PR advantage. Ileana Morillo is the founder of the multicultural marketing team at Google, highlighting her work in creating opportunities for minority groups through tech platforms. Key strategies for content amplification. Professionals in these communities use specific culturally tailored strategies to maximize their online reach. Authentic storytelling. They focus on sharing personal, culturally relevant narratives that build trust and emotional connection with their audiences, avoiding generic or translated content. Next, we have leveraging community trust. Campaigns often tap into existing community leaders, creators, and influencers who already hold trust within their respective communities, acting as knowledge mediators. Targeted platform usage. Rather than a one size fits all approach, they use specific platforms where their audiences are most active. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube are widely used with high engagement rates for videos and live streams. TikTok is a key emerging platform, especially among younger demographics, for creating viral trends and organic excitement. WhatsApp is used for community organizing and mobilizing action. They also engage with new and emerging digital platforms such as streaming services, for example, VIX, and the metaverse. Bilingual and inclusive messaging. Creating content in both English and Spanish or Spanglish broadens reach and accommodates the preferences of multi generational audiences, showing a commitment to inclusivity. Next, we have year round engagement. Effective communication professionals stress the need for continuous engagement rather than seasonal campaigns tied to heritage months, ensuring their audience is integrated into their strategy year round. Data driven creativity. They combine creative, culturally nuanced campaigns with data analytics, for example, AI driven sentiment analysis, to gain deep insights into audience behavior and tailor messaging effectively. All right, so we were able to get through two more digital literacies. We were able to get through promotion and publicizing. Next time, we'll wrap up the reflect and write questions with streaming and teaching. And so once again, I'm working on a professional project, in this case, a social media marketing campaign to help get the word out about Black-Liberation.Tech. What I would like for you to do is to share with me your project. What are you working on? How do you hope to enhance your digital literacies? How do you plan to enhance your technology skills? What projects are you going to work on in order to do that? So when we want to work on our skills, it's a matter of doing. And since it's a matter of doing, that means I have to do the project. So right now, we're getting the background information so that I can accomplish the project in a way that I have not tried to do so on my own. How would AI know what I've already done unless I tell it? And so by doing these write and reflect questions, by the time we get to the project planning and including the generative AI tools on that plan, the AI will see, oh, well, she's already doing this, that, and the third. How can I take her to the next level based upon what she has done and what she wants to accomplish? And by using these examples and including those examples within my plan, hopefully I'll be able to draw from those who are doing it well within my plan to help me go a little bit further than where I am along my professional journey. So, with all that being said, once again, thank you for listening to another episode of the Black-Liberation.Tech Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Renee Jordan. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and share, rate, and review the podcast to help it become more discoverable. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.